So this week's video, I am doing the final prep on this section that needs to be retiled. There was an old window that came all the way down to here. It became a leak issue from the inside out of the house. I removed it, which I always wanted to do because when it was this low of a window, I was actually showering with my neighbors. It was always blocked off, but it was always an issue too, having it blocked off, because it would create mold issues and so on. It was just always a pain in the butt. So this is amazing. In a previous video, scraped all of this 1953 mortar down to the same level so that there's a little bit of a room for the tile and the mortar that's going to stick onto that. However, I want to do a little bit more on this side. This is all really well, but this needs more. And I need to put concrete board there and there. I'll walk you through step by step. So after filling that in, I have to caulk all the areas, and then I have to put mesh tape on the area, and then I have to put mortar on that, and then waterproof it, and then it is finally ready for tile to go on top. Step one, I'm going to scrape this old mortar, I'll call it, down to a level that I'm happier with. I will not do that on camera because that's boring and I do not want dust in my camera. Okay, so step one, I actually did everywhere a little bit, absolutely everywhere. More here than over here, but I did everywhere and it's like still a massive mess still. Next step, I'm going to patch those. So I actually got super lazy and I got some scrap paper and I traced the area that needs to be cut out. So like this bent line that you can't really see on camera needs to be trimmed here and then around, and then that's the outer one, and then the same for the other side. Didn't want to make all the measurements, thought that would be easier, so I'm going to cut that out and then just trace it straight onto the concrete board and keep going from there. Okay, I haven't tried it yet. Hey, I might shave off a little bit right there actually. That corner and that corner broke apart while I was shaping it. That's okay, I can just fill it with the caulking and the mortar. Okay, that's how each side turned out. So now I'm just gonna go get the next step, which is the caulking. And that's how the caulking turned out. I don't know if you need to do this step. I've seen it in some of the research that I've done and not in others. So I have no idea. But I knew my gaps were pretty big because nothing was level. So it was bigger on this side than over here. And there was some wonky pieces here and there. So that's why I chose to do it. Caulking for tile, bathroom, waterproofing, like the whole 9 yards. I don't have a room to set up the tripod. So next step, the mesh. In research, I read that it had to be concrete backer board mesh seam tape. I found one that I have in the house and it says for all structural repairs. I'm just gonna use that because it's actually very wide. It's about 4 inches wide and I thought that would be perfect for some of my sections over here where it's like a good width that is needed. So that's my roll right there. Again, it's got the stickiness on the one side. So the mesh tape actually adhered very well to the nowadays cement board and not at all to the cement that actually has like rocks in it and stuff like that. I'm very glad that you have to put mortar over top of that, but this is coming along great. This is going to be freaking amazing when it's done. I'm really happy with like all the measurements of everything. Okay, the mortar is now on and now I'm letting that dry. I'm gonna leave it overnight. So it's early the next morning. I haven't even made coffee yet and I already decided that I want to do a mortar touch up on some spots. It's not horrible, but I don't want to leave it like that. It is now the early afternoon and that second touch-up coat is now dry. It actually looks like it actually didn't do too much at all, but that's okay. There's more mortar coming when the tile comes. Now, waterproofing. I have used this stuff before. It's just a solution that you paint or roll or brush, paintbrush, whatever you want to do. Just put it all over. I'm going to put it on the wood all the way around, the concrete board, the mortar, everything. It just completely seals it and makes it waterproof. So I'm just going to do that again off camera. There's nowhere to set up a tripod. Okay, this waterproofing, it dries very quickly. So this is 2 coats. Basically, as soon as I was done the first one, I went right back to where I started and just continued again. So now this needs 24 hours to dry. I'm very happy I tackled this project. I did get discouraged along the way. It was a lot of new things for me. I did have help with just the window installation, but I'm very proud that I have tackled this. It's transformed the entire bathroom. So I hope that helps. We found some tips. I hope you feel inspired to try something new of your own. Thank you for watching my video.